Hey guys, Sarah here. As I said in one of my previous videos, I am going through things that I've tried recently and trying to, share them with you right now before Christmas happens so you can get some gifts. This next product I'm actually going to be showing you is not a gift idea. Please do not buy this for someone unless they have a great sense of humor and don't mind a gag gift. Because this is more for practical use, especially if you're married or whatever. I know some nights I have a really hard time falling asleep because men, they go to bed and they're out. But then we as women sometimes go to bed and some of us can go to sleep really easily. But then there's others like me who want to make a list of things we have to do tomorrow or the next day or the next day after that. Then we worry about what's going on and whatever's going on in our life. And then we're finally tired enough that we can go to sleep. But then our husband's already sleeping. And if they snore like mine, and he'll deny it, but if they snore like mine, it gets really hard to fall asleep sometimes because they're already sleeping, they're already snoring, and then you have that extra noise. Now, obviously, we get used to it after a while, but there are nights when I'll fall asleep and then he does this weird snore, and I'll actually wake up and then I'll be awake for a while and have a hard time falling back to sleep. And I know I do the same thing to him. So this goes both ways, obviously. I just find that men find it easier to fall asleep than we women do. But I found this product on Amazon. It is Snore. It tastes like menthol, like mint. It's really, it doesn't taste bad at all. You spray it 3 times into your throat before you go to bed. You hold it for 30 seconds, and then it comes in like this easy, and then you literally, you kind of point it at your throat. I held it the wrong way. You point it at your throat, and then you press this down. You spray it 3 times. You hold it for 30 seconds, and then you swallow. And you spray it at your larynx. You're not just spraying it in your throat to spray it in your throat. You spray it towards your larynx, and then hold it for 30 seconds. And I thought for sure this was going to be like another crap product. People are just saying, oh, I can make you stop snoring. Or like those breathe right strips. They kind of work, but they don't really get to the bottom of it, really. But one of the things that I really liked about this product is it literally only has mineral oil, glycerin, eucalyptus oil, and spearmint oil. You use it right before bed, and you do it after you've already eaten and drank. So don't use this and then get a midnight snack or a drink because it'll wash it away and then you'll have to reapply. And no one wants to do that. Let's see. So it's safe and effective, no known side effects. There's nothing really in it to cause a side effect, really, unless you're allergic to mint or mineral oil or something like that. There's no preservatives, and it's sugar-free. Snoring occurs when there's obstruction on the free-flowing air through the passages in the back of the throat, so due to narrow respiratory airways. So it occurs when these structures strike each other and vibrate during breathing. Snore is a pump spray device intended to coat the upper respiratory airways with a thin layer of oily lubricant that prevents and reduces the vibration that causes snoring. So it's kind of like when you have a creaky fence and you spray it with WD-40. It's kind of like that. So this is the WD-40 of breathing, and it'll keep those things from vibrating and rubbing together, almost as if you had a rusty fence that you were opening up and it was going... And you put WD-40 on and you open it and it doesn't make any noise anymore. Same idea. I know that was a weird way to describe it, but that's what I thought of when I read it. And then it's not a cure for sleep apnea. So if you have sleep apnea, don't use this thinking it's going to get rid of that. It's not. Obviously, sleep apnea is caused by other conditions and other variables that this is not trying to address. And then a related respiratory, it's a medical condition. And then it hasn't been evaluated by the FDA. Obviously, we probably already knew that. Many of these are not, simply because that's the nature of these products. That being said, we've tried it a couple times. And, well, I've tried it a couple times. I convinced my husband to try it once. He was not happy about it. He took it like a trooper. But I gotta be honest, it was probably the best night's sleep I had gotten in a while. I had been having a really hard time sleeping because sometimes he does really snore really loud, and I know I do as well. So we used it the same night, and he wouldn't answer me on whether he got better sleep or if I snored or not. I don't think he wanted to answer that question. Trying to stay out of trouble, which is fine. Go you, husband. You're great. I love you for it. But on his front, I know that it helped a lot. He did still snore. He does still have, I think he has symptoms of sleep apnea. Sometimes he'll be snoring and he stops breathing almost, and then he'll start snoring again. But that's something that he needs to speak to his doctor about, and I can't really do anything about. However, that's not where all of his snoring comes from. And it really did help. He still had like a light purr of a snore, but it wasn't like we were competing in a snore fest trying to thunder down on our apartment. And the kids actually commented the next morning that it was really quiet that night too. So apparently they got a lot of sleep, or maybe they lost sleep because they're used to us snoring. Who knows? But in my opinion, it actually really works. It's easy to use. You just spray it in the back of your throat. Like I said, hold it for 30 seconds, then swallow. It's nothing crazy. It did make Steve gag because when it hits the back of your throat, it just kind of like hits your gag reflex a little bit. So that's something to be thoughtful of. Maybe don't spray it like directly back here. Maybe go in the direction, but don't spray directly at the back of your throat and cause that gaggy reflex. Nobody wants that. But flavor-wise, it wasn't bad. It kind of just tasted like a mint. It was easy to use. I feel like it was incredibly effective. If I had to give it a 1 out of 5, I'd give it a 5, simply because I slept really well that night. I've used it since. Husband has not said anything to me. I don't think he would anyways. He's not really that kind of person. But yeah, so that is Profess Snore. I will be putting the link in the description and in the post below or above, whichever we're watching here, and sharing that with you. So go ahead, check it out. If you're dealing with snoring, or if your spouse snores and you want to try it out, go for it. Don't buy it as a gift. That's rude. But it's definitely something you want to try out if you're looking to get some more sleep, and snoring is the issue. So yeah, check out the link, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.